Greetings, Northeast family, from the Northeast Academy Gym by way of video provided by Stevie Fly, whose efforts to make this possible we sincerely appreciate. Our purpose this evening is to honor our student athletes and all those whose combined efforts have made it possible for our athletics program to function. We begin by thanking our board of directors, the athletic committee, and all our parents, grandparents, and fans whose support is so vital. We also appreciate how our teachers work with our athletes and the coaches to make things run smoothly. Then, of course, we recognize our coaches and their families, whose sacrifices of time might be otherwise overlooked, since so many of us have never taken on the role of a coach. The next group that I want to mention may not think themselves important, but they perform tasks that help tie it all together. Those who do the cooking, the serving, and cleaning up. Those who cut the grass, drag and or line the fields, and pull the chains. Those who take up money, run the clock, keep the scorebooks, and announce the games. We couldn't do without you. Then certainly we recognize the student athletes themselves, who work so hard for the good of the team and to bring a sense of pride and camaraderie to the school. We thank all of you. Now, in a moment, after our coaches present awards, I will close by recognizing the female and male athletes who have achieved the highest academic average.
For JV volleyball, I got most improved is Angel Barnes. This year, MVP will be Gracie Baker. Varsity, we didn't have a very good season this year. We had a lot of injuries and some other issues that everybody knows about. So most improved this year will be Katie White. The leadership award was a tie, and that goes to Catherine Long and Olivia Wheeler. And our MVP this year will be Olivia Wheeler.
Okay, good evening. First of all, I want to apologize. The teleprompter is not working this evening, so I will be reading from my notes, and I apologize in advance for that. What stands out about the 2019 NHA football season? Well, I'd have to say I'm glad because I saw progress being made in improving yourselves as individuals and as a group. You chose as a team to go to the Lord in prayer after every practice and every game. Each one of you took your turn and prayed to God on behalf of your teammates and coaches. Daily prayer, that is a good foundation. You gave me support and provided an outlet for me personally to focus on each of you and not worry about my own problems. When I finally told you that I was facing cancer this year and needed surgery, you gave me love and support. As of today, I've had 2 follow-up visits, and I'm happy to say that both of my blood work events have come back positive, and I'm still being told I'm cancer-free. I appreciate any effort that was given to show love toward your teammates and coaches as people, exhibiting hustle on the football field, striving to excel in the classrooms. As a result of this year, I hope each one of you feel better equipped to handle adversity when it arises and know where to focus daily to gain strength and insight on how to approach life. If and when you face a life storm, remember the importance of prayer and taking time to be quiet for a while afterwards and just listen. I wouldn't be doing y'all any justice if I didn't read you 2 Bible verses before I went to the awards. First of all is my personal life verse, which is Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Again, that is Isaiah 41:10. The other is Coach Brandon's life verse, which is Joshua 1:9. "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." All right, that's my sermon for today and for the year. So we're going to go on to the football awards now. First of all, I want to start with Most Improved. And this year, that award goes to Alex White. The next award that I want to go to is Most Valuable Offense. And this player, don't know what we've done without him. He had many other good qualities on the football field, but that is J.T. Simmons. The Lyman Award this year will go to Michael Scoot Smith. Most Valuable Defense, we went back and forth on this one, but this one goes to Alex G-Man Galloway. And then finally, the Dave Davis Award. This is leadership. This is a person that you can't do without because they're so important on the football field. This is the person that you turn to when the times get tough. And that goes to Michael Scoot Smith. Keep in mind, again, we just appreciate the effort that you put forth on the field this year. We had our opportunities. I know that all the teams we played, we had a good effort against the one that eventually ended up being state champion this year. So we were that close. Just keep your heads up and keep moving forward. And I wish you luck in the future in all your endeavors. Thank you.
JV boys football this year, what can I say? We've come a long way from last year, from losing every game, not being in any games, to being runner-up for the state championship. I think the best part of the whole year was watching these boys actually get their first ever win in any kind of sports out here at Northeast. And it just so happened that was against Halifax on their field, 40-6. And then sweeping Halifax was really great. Let's get to my awards. Most Improved this year, I remember watching him in 7th grade come out here and hustle his butt off all summer long just to find out we were not going to have a JV boys football team that year. I felt so bad for the kid. I wish I could have put him on varsity that year, but I got coaching the next year. Gonna miss him next year. He got better as time went on, and I look for a lot of great things from this guy. My Most Improved is Wyatt Short. Most Valuable on Defense. And this guy kind of holds a special place in my heart because when I played out here, I was a little guy that stuck my nose in probably where it shouldn't be sometimes. This guy likes to do that too. He does a little bit better than I did. Come up big in a lot of games for us. The Halifax games were big. I don't know how he did some of the hitting he did, no bigger than he is, but my Most Valuable Defensive Player, Nathan Trevino. And my offensive MVP is like my coach on the field. When I got to coach him last year, I didn't know what to expect, had him at quarterback, and like I said, he's like my coach on the field. I can ask him what's going on out there, what do we need to do, what do you think we do, and usually he can tell me something good. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time he's pretty good. And he's not bad on defense either, but offensive MVP is Mr. Dalton Van. I look forward to having these guys back again next year. I think you're going to see a lot of great things. We took the step up to get to the championship game next year. Next year, I hope we'll come back and we'll have a state championship.
Our JV boys worked very hard this year and continue to improve throughout the year. We appreciate their time and effort and look forward to them next year. Our most valuable player this year was a young man that didn't want to come out and play last year. I tried to talk him into it, but his mind was made up. This year, his classmates talked him into playing. By the end of the season, he was coming into his own. I hope he continues to work in the off-season, and we'll look forward to seeing him play next year. This year's most improved player goes to Peyton Brinkley. Our most valuable player this year for the JV boys was also a young man that had not played before, had not even been to school before to play this year. He stepped right in. He led his team in scoring, and this year's most valuable player goes to Carter Hatcher.
Hello. We're here to talk about the Northeast Academy cheerleaders for this past year. As you all know, we have 2 seasons to cheer for, football and then basketball. We started football season with 3 veteran cheerleaders and 2 newcomers. They were Emma, Sarah, Natalie, Kennedy, and Kirsten. We were so excited to get 5 cheerleaders for football again. Football fever had taken off. The team started winning, the girls were excited, the fans were coming to the games. We were very happy. The girls also worked really hard to make sure school spirit was shown, not just on game day. All those homecoming decorations, there weren't little elves that put those up. They did. They had to climb up on the lockers whether they wanted to or not, because we made them. Football season, we came up a little short, but that's okay. We learned how to be good sports. Then we moved on to basketball very quickly. We gained a whole new squad. At that point in time, Catherine, Bailey, Mallory, Hayes, and Angel, a newcomer, joined us. We had a bunch of girls. Everybody was like, wow, all the way down the red line. We could spread them out. They all worked so well together. We couldn't have asked for a group not to complain. Well, at least not much. Window girls never complain. So, and Susan's going to talk a little bit about who we've got to award awards to tonight. We'd like to award them all something because they're all very special, and we look forward to seeing them again. And we hope everyone has been well and healthy in this unusual and difficult year.
Okay, this year for most improved, like she said, we had a newcomer, and she was really concerned about her grades. She was concerned, her parents were concerned about her grades, and that said a lot to us. It was Angel Barnes. She caught on very quickly. She had to learn everything from the start and keep her grades up, and she worked really hard. The second award we had was leadership, and this girl always just sits there and listens to what we all talk about and say, and then she says, oh, how about let's try this? And that's Bailey Newsom. She's very quiet, but when she speaks, everybody listens to her. She doesn't talk much, and for cheerleaders especially. And the MVP award went to Catherine Long this year. She's always ready. She's always prepared. It's always yes, ma'am. She doesn't roll her eyes at us, and she's ready to learn anything, try anything new, and do anything that we ask her to do. And we're looking forward again to working with all these next year. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank the Northeast Athletic Committee for allowing me to be the basketball coach of Northeast Academy. I want to thank Tam for helping, but most important, thank the players. We started the season with 7 players, then Michael got hurt. That caused the 6. I think it was about the 4th game. So it kind of hurt our rotation. We could have used another big body in some of the games, but he kept showing up for practice, which was good. Kendall was our big man in the middle. I feel like he led everybody in block shots. Now, if John would have got hot in the games like he did in practice, I feel like we would have won some more games. Now, Alex, I think he got better and better as the season went on. JT had a good year. He averaged 16, which was high for the team. Brandon, man, that last shot against Ridgecroft that scored the senior night. And last, the only junior on the team, everybody else was seniors, was Josh. Last year, because of a broken hand, he played only 2 games. This year, he had to get back in the groove. He needs to be ready for next year. The highlight of the season was beating Ridgecroft not once, but twice. The second time was our senior night. I think it was about 28 points. Now for the awards. Each player had a vote. Most valuable player was JT. The leadership award is Brandon, and the most improved player is Josh. Thank you.
Our 2019 tennis team finished in the top 4 of the state. Our record was 8-5 and finished 9-6 postseason. These girls worked hard and battled to compete in a very strong tennis division. These 6 girls had to play every singles and every doubles match. They played in extreme heat, windy, and cold conditions. They report August 1 at 8 a.m. and they have state playoffs as their goal. They want the W. This year, our MVP is a young lady who has been with us several years. She's only lost 1 double and 1 singles match each year, starting in the 9th grade. She's well respected in the tennis community by her competitors and by their coaches. Our MVP this year is Carly Stevenson. Our most improved player is a young lady that played last year and has continued to improve. She improves in practices and in games and matches. She asks for help and she is encouraged by other teammates. This year, our MIP is Rosalind Morris. Our leadership this year is a young lady that was usually the first one on the court and at practice, and the last one to leave. She practiced on weekends and any time during the summer. She leads quietly, but by a positive example. Our leadership award this year goes to a young lady we're going to miss next year, Miss Carly Stevenson. Our JV girls this year finished 3rd in the TIC, losing only to Pungo and Alcohol, a 12-6 and 7-4 record, and 2nd in the TIC tournament. These 6 girls fought, scrapped, and worked hard to get better. This team has had an inner drive, that dare to be good attitude. This team competes and works well as a team. Most of them will be going to varsity, and they are just ready to go. Our MIP this year is a young lady that wasn't sure she wanted to play, but with encouragement from her teammates, her future teammates, she thrived in both practices and games, improving weekly. Our MIP is Natalie Luckadoo. Our MVP has been steadily improving each year. This year, something clicked, and she took off. She became a threat at both defensively and offensively on the court. Our MVP this year is Gracie Baker. Our varsity girls this year had a fantastic season. These 6 girls were undefeated in conference play. From November 11th, the 25th, to January 31st, we were 12-0. We finished 2nd in the TIC tournament. We had a 13-3 record, and postseason, it was 15-5. We finished 2nd in the TIC, and the first round, won the first round of NCISAA. Those 6 girls embodied the meaning of team. To them, it was about the win, not who scored, but who won. They really enjoyed playing with each other, and I watched and enjoyed some unbelievable basketball. It was gratifying to watch this team play and to be a part of their dream season. Thank you, girls. Our most improved player was a rookie this year, but didn't play like a rookie. Her team pushed her and relied on her like a veteran. This year's most improved player is Emily Jones. Our leadership award goes to our point guard this year. She stepped into that position and owned it. She recognized defenses, offenses, and played defense on some of the best players in the conference. Our leadership award goes to Jessie Martin. Our MVP this year goes to a young lady who's played for us for 3 years. She's steady, dependable, always a team player. If she's double teamed, which she sometimes was, she looked for the open man and leads quietly by example. She expects all people to have her level of dedication. We will certainly miss our most valuable player next year, Carly Stevenson.
Okay, you ready? Sometimes the term student athlete is thrown around a little carelessly and is applied inappropriately. But in the case of our 2 winners and several others who are always in the running, The term student athlete is fitting because they are outstanding in the classroom and in athletic competition, where they represent us so well. Our female athlete with the highest academic average is Gracie Baker. And our male athlete with the highest average is Avery Brown. Thanks to you and to all of our outstanding student athletes. This concludes our athletic awards ceremony.